Okay, well, let's go on to our movers and levels.
Well, now we're going to look at a sector close to your heart, starting with Twitter as a pre-market mover, $32.21. They stand pre-market down 11.9%. They had numbers last night. They beat on revenues, but user growth numbers very much disappointed the investors who really want to see growth. You'll recall, the Netflix stock flew when they could show a massive rise in international subscribers. Twitter hasn't been able to replicate that. And
I would imagine they might have reached a bit of a plateau there.
quite possibly, and I think what investors will want to see is what innovations, if any, Mr. Dorsey can bring to Twitter now to try and encourage growth again and to make it perhaps more relevant to a wider audience. But it could be worse. It could be in Yelp. Yelp is a review site very popular in the US, or perhaps not so. 26.67. They're trading pre-market down 20.34%. They posted a surprise quarterly loss last night, and their chairman is to step down immediately. No real explanation given there. He's going to pursue other interests. I think the thing
obviously
here...
nothing which is including trying to get the share price of Yelp up.
Well, indeed. And I think the thing here is that they're failing to deliver on their IPO expectations. So if you were going to review Yelp, I think that's what you'd say could do better with a capital C. So they're down 20.34%. And then in terms of equity markets, a little bit better for choice here in Europe. So FTSE, we're looking at 65.50 as the downside level, plays 66.15 to the upside. The DAX is probably the best performer in the European market. So we're back to 11,125 on the downside, plays 11,255 to the upside. We saw good gains in the US last night. So 20.85 is our downside level now in the S&P, plays 20.98 to the upside. And in the Dow, 17,560, our downside level, plays 17,650 to the upside.
Yes, just looks like a safe haven, doesn't it?
For the moment, yeah. I mean, yeah, that
away from China, etc.
Yes, absolutely. The dollar's always had that cachet of a safe haven, and even if it's bad news for America, people still put money into the dollar. I've never understood it, but that's the way that the world works. In terms of currencies, really all quite ahead of the FOMC. So 110.15 is our downside level in the euro dollar. Pays 110.82 to the upside. Aussie dollar, US dollar, no great change there, just a slightly tighter range here. 72.97 to the downside, plays 73.30 on the upside. Similar story in dollar yen, where we're 123.30 is a downside level, plays 123.85 to watch on the upside. And cable, a little bit better, and obviously took some heart from that consumer credit number. 156.16 is our downside level now, plays 156.47 to the upside.
Very narrow ranges there.
They are at the moment.
As you would expect ahead of the FOMC. Thank you, Darren Sinden.